Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Hitcon, I welcome you once again on a very exciting and interactive session on artificial intelligence. As you know, this is a series of Hit Talks, the talks which are useful for doctors in day-to-day practice and also keep the healthcare professional updated about the latest happening in the field of technology, which is again useful in healthcare in day-to-day practice. So, friends, keep joining us. We are trying to increase the frequency of talks to two talks per month, and we'll be coming up shortly with some more information on that. And we are also planning for one more physical HitCon. This time the location is brand new, but we'll not share right now. So what I would request is keep sharing the feedback about the talks. About you can suggest topics, you can suggest speakers. We are trying to involve more specialities one by one, so you can suggest speakers and topics as well. Without much ado, today we have done something different. आज थोड़ा एक तड़का हमने और डाला है प्रोग्राम में. We have got our tech doc, Dr. Alok Modi with us. Dr. Alok Modi, sir, as we all know, is a very well versed in the technology and he loves to teach technology to the healthcare professional. By the way, he's a practicing physician and diabetologist in Mumbai. Dr. Alok Modi, sir, would like to know what is latest in the field of AI and what are the discussions going on right now in the social media and everywhere. Please apprise our viewers about that. Dr. Alok Modi, sir, all yours now.
Good evening. A warm welcome to everybody on the dais and off the dais. And Pragnesh bhai, a special thank you to you for giving me this invitation again. We go back many years back when Hitcon had started, and more than whatever he said about me, a lot of credit goes to him for having so much of zeal and passion for technology. And he's really brought Hitcon from ground level to such a mega success today, and a lot of efforts and thanks to him. So coming to the topic of what is latest with AI, lots of things are happening. Too many things are happening. I think what people are interested in is finding out what is this quick seek or a deep seek kya hai, what is China's role and what is new in AI. So that is DeepSeek is a new version of AI, LLM created by China. And the difference between the leader, which was ChatGPT and DeepSeek, is only this much that ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, and Copilot. These were the AI engines that we are all using so far. They run on very higher-end systems. They need a lot of computing power, so millions of dollars have to be spent by the companies which are making them to run their servers. China has cut down the bits. They were learning on 64 and higher bits. China has cut down the number of bits in computationals. China has created a model which requires a very lower end model, not such a higher end model, and it's called DeepSeek. Another major difference is if you really want to extract mileage out of your AI engines, you have to pay for the subscription. For example, if you want Claude Sonnet to really do your work and it is very accurate, you have to buy the subscription. If you want ChatGPT to show real benefit, you have to buy the subscription. The free model of ChatGPT is very good for basic work. But when you want to start creating good PowerPoints and do research analysis, write research papers, which I write very regularly with AI, you need a paid version. The free version does not really do the goods in a significant manner. And another thing that you all should know, I'll be talking strictly in points, is that 4.0 was the paid version so far. 4.0 has now become available for the free users. And those of us who are regularly on a daily basis with ChatGPT would realize that 4.0 is not delivering the goods. I'm getting a lot of hallucinations with 4.0. So the new version which has come up, which is a paid version, I don't know what they're naming it. It is not 4.0, it is something beyond 4.0. That is giving fantastic results. So what these people are doing is they are taking out the LLMs and the algorithms and shifting it to the paid version, and they're telling you that 4.0 is for free. So there is a saying in this word that lunch never comes free. There's nothing like a free lunch. And this was spoken to by Mr. Bill Gates, the founder and CEO of Microsoft. And that is true. So the moment you start using AIs in a very proper manner, regular manner, you will realize the free versions are not giving the goodies that you want. Either they cut down your time, like when you're using Skype for doing searches in medical journals, or if you're using a Perplexity or you're using Claude, they don't let you go beyond a particular level unless you pay for the pro version. Now, DeepSeek, if you come to that, DeepSeek is currently free. It is giving you very good reports. I have used DeepSeek. It gives you a very flawless and a very nice output. But it is not at par with ChatGPT, which I have used in the paid version. People may not like what I'm saying. I've used DeepSeek to write papers, to do many things. The kind of output DeepSeek gives is much better, definitely much better than the free version of ChatGPT. Okay, that's there, but it is not comparable to the paid version of ChatGPT. So let's keep that in mind. A lot of people are going gaga over DeepSeek. The computational power is less, the resources utilization is less, the damage to ecosystem is less. But believe me, it has got its own flaws. There are many areas where it doesn't answer. The moment you refer to communism or Chinese history, it goes absolutely mum about it. And they are not declaring till what level their LLMs have been updated. So you don't have an hang on how much reliable the LLM knowledge is. Whereas deep ChatGPT does tell you that our LLMs are updated up to November 2024 or something like that. Second thing, there's something else that you all should know, which is called as a liquid LLM. Now, see what happens is, how does I'll just can I just take 1 minute and say how does a AI model work actually? So there is something called as NLP. NLP is called as natural language processing. So when you're talking with a computer, you're entering through the keyboard only, right? You're writing, kindly do this job for me, or you tell the computer kindly add 2 + 2 and 4 in an Excel sheet, or you put in a formula. So whatever you tap in numbers and letters is converted to a binary code. 1001 of different permutations and combinations, and computer works into that. I'm sure you can't put in an image in an Excel sheet and ask it to generate a you can't put in an Excel sheet, you can't put in a video where last 15 days how your income has gone down and you want to buy a car. You put a video of a car and say what would happen if I were to go for an EMI of this car, and if I were to change this car to this model, how would my EMI change? That an Excel can't do. This is called NLP. You can put in a video, you can put in an image, you can talk to the AI. It converts human inputs into a binary language and gives it back to you. So Sora can give you back a video. So you tell ChatGPT Sora that I'm walking with my wife at the banks of Ganges on Mahakumbh. So kindly create a video. Me and my wife are walking in a nice evening atmosphere, which is a very holy spiritual atmosphere. It will actually create that video to give it to you. So NLP works both ways, input and output. So that is characteristic of AI. And that knowledge base that it has, that is called as LLM, large language model. Or if it's a small base, it's called SLM, small language model. And depending on what query you raise, which is called as the query that you give to the LLM, based on what knowledge it has, it puts its algorithms into action and gives you the output. Okay. So the query that you give is called as a prompt. So prompt is the basic thing. So how you design your prompt changes the output. So consider AI like an intelligent kid. You ask a wrong question, you get a wrong answer. That's called GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. You don't put your prompt properly, you will get a wrong output. You blame the AI. And that is why prompt engineers are trained in prompt engineering, which we are taking professional lectures also in our paid classes. They're getting 7 lakhs to 10 lakhs per month in big corporate houses for being a very good prompt engineer, because the whole business model changes. So I've just given you a small basic foundation to understand what it is. Now, the topic that I'm coming to tell you is a liquid LLM. So what does that mean is, so you have layers of neurons. So in brain, how your input goes from one neuron to another. There are layers of neurons on which you use your cognitive function and give an answer. So when a series of algorithms and LLMs work one layer of the other, we fondly call it as layers of neurons. So there are 3 to 4 layers of neurons on which your AI model works and gives you the desired output. So for example, to give you a live example, the US military has got a video of a forest. It wants to find out which vehicles are US vehicles and which vehicles are foreign vehicles, the enemy vehicles. So that way, so that is how an LLM works and picks up. So there are so many applications. So what liquid LLM does is, the mistakes that you make, it keeps changing those mistakes and redesigns and rewrites the algorithms to give you a proper answer. So it gets updated automatically, so the hallucinations and mistakes are less. So that is one thing. DeepSeek I spoke to you about. DeepSeek is now getting banned by many couple of countries. Italy is banned it, saying that it can cause hackism and it can cause malware. The shares had gone down in a big way of ChatGPT and the big guns in the AI model because of DeepSeek. But now they are coming back because people are realizing that it may not be all that glorious you think about it.
Okay.
And now ChatGPT is getting used in countries to get degrees and qualifications as part of healthcare system. So you will get qualified. And tomorrow it is going to get mandatory to get trained in it. Otherwise, you may not stay in the field if you're not an AI trained doctor. And there are many more things, Pranesh, I don't have much time. So
Yeah.
just to give you the tip of the iceberg, things are happening that prediction models of AIs are getting to be more powerful and more accurate. Jayshree madam is here. She will tell you how proliferative and non-proliferative retinopathies are coming to the tune of a sound ophthalmologist. The sensitivity and specificities reach such high levels that I can actually pick it up from my own mobile running an AI. So I think I'll stop here. There are so many things which are in the pipeline. Huge things
Sure.
are in the pipeline. A lot of new drugs are in the pipeline. A lot of new treatment strategies are in the pipeline. The Aadhaar card, which is your ABHA, the Indian Aadhaar card, which is your health card, is in the pipeline because of AI.
Yeah.
Cymotech is the name of the AI. So many things are in the pipeline. We can handle it in some other things of Hitcon. But wish you all the best. Take care and thank you, Pragnesh Bhai. And wish you all the best. And I'm also eagerly waiting to listen to Jayshree ma'am. So let's go forward
Thank
and
you.
listen to
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you.
Alok, for very useful information and clearing a lot of basic aspects of AI, which obviously everyone is supposed to know. Thank you, Dr. Alok. Thanks for joining. Now, we have got as a moderator today, Dr. Jagdish Rana sir with us. Dr. Jagdish Rana sir is the Honorary General Secretary of Gujarat Ophthalmic Society, an entrepreneur and a leading ophthalmologist, and running a very big group of ophthalmologists in Ahmedabad, Gujarat. So, Dr. Rana sir, I would request you to take this session forward. Dr. Rana, please.
Yeah. So, good evening, everyone, and thank you, Dr. Pranesh, for inviting me in this Hitcon web series. So, first, I will introduce Dr. Jayshree ma'am. She is a comprehensive ophthalmologist with 20 years of post-PG experience. She practices in Bangalore. Her key interests are community ophthalmology, preventable blindness, diabetic eye care, and AI-assisted eye care. She has completed her DNB ophthalmology from Lions Eye Hospital, and she is certified in medical retina from Aravind Eye Hospital, Madurai, and certified in artificial intelligence from University of Texas at Austin. She is a IIM Calcutta alumni certified in healthcare management. She has been an advisor for Robert Bosch Eye Care, Remedio, OV, which are all eye care product companies, and she has been with a Cure Health for building an app based on NLP. So I invited Dr. Jayshree ma'am for this CME on Hitcon, and we know that AI in ophthalmology is mainly used nowadays for the diabetic retinopathy, for glaucoma. Both of these diseases leads to a irreversible loss of vision, non-preventable blind. We can prevent the blindness, but we can not regain the vision. That's the irreversible loss of vision, and it's also used in ROP also. So glaucoma, diabetes, ROP, and nowadays in so many fields are now upcoming for AI that can be used in ophthalmology. So all up to you, Dr. Jayshree. So we are all with you. Yeah. So I'm here to with you to hear you, and if you can ask me if you need any assistance. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Rana. Thank you, everybody, and special thanks to Dr. Prajnesh of Hittalks to have invited me here. It is the entire last year I was so drowned in clinical ophthalmology that I was missing this, the AI side of me. Like I said, we clinicians are mostly like doing clinical work, and we don't take out enough time to, look into some other things, newer developments, etc. And in those areas, if we just, make some time and, involve ourselves, I'm sure we can make a lot of difference and lot of contribution to the new things that are happening in this very interesting world we have here today. So thank you, Dr. Prajnesh. Thank you, Dr. Rana. Lovely to see my friends here, Dr. Raghavendra and Dr. Alok. I was, he has set a very, increase the benchmark, I should say. So my talk is a much more basic one and my talk is on AI in ophthalmology. And are you all able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. And am I audible?
Yes.
So the objective of my talk here is to just take a peek into the AI concepts, share my views and experience, and open up avenues for further discussion and collaboration for improving eye care for our patients. And I have no financial interests. By definition, artificial intelligence is a constellation of technologies that enables machines to act with higher levels of intelligence and emulate the human capabilities of sense, comprehend, and act. Now, when you read this, you might just want to give a standing applause to artificial intelligence because the words used are so grand, and then you think this is something very larger than life. So let us make it simple. So AI is a subset of computer science essentially, which aims to create intelligent computers and machines. And some of the terms that we commonly encounter when we are talking about artificial intelligence are the following. One is machine learning, which is a subset of AI, where computers are fed with data and they learn. They arrive at endpoints in terms of detection, diagnosis, and prediction. Deep learning is another subset of machine learning where the computer networks are layered like the human brain, where they keep getting better and better over time with higher levels of abstraction and improved predictions from data. So some of the applications of deep learning are what we are seeing in and around us today. Image recognition from deep learning models like convoluted neural networks are widely used in image recognition tasks. And this is one of the major applications in eye care, where most of the things that we do in eye care, in ophthalmology, are image-based. So retinal images, OCT scans, glaucoma detection, cup disc ratios, so many of these use this way of analysis. Natural language processing, these chatbots that we encounter. We have sometimes chatbots interacting with our patients when they visit our website. So these are all, the natural language processing. Speech recognition also is one of them. Autonomous vehicles is something which we are hearing about, the driverless cars and all that. So all these are deep learning applications. In healthcare, even some other established specialties like pathology and even radiology, deep learning is what is used to come up with AI solutions. As I said, ophthalmology is a very natural fit for AI, and the first FDA-approved solution for artificial intelligence was an eye care device. It was a retinal camera. So we use AI rampantly for screening, for prediction of diseases, diagnosis, caregiver pathways, and in terms of diseases like Dr. Rana already listed diabetic retinopathy, glaucoma, age-related macular degeneration, glaucoma, keratoconus, even ROP screenings. Nowadays, intraocular power calculations, because we have so many formulas which were there from decades, not undergoing not much of changes. How do we bring standardization of these formulas? So in IOL power calculations, AI is being used. But let us take one step back and just ask ourselves, did we really need technology? Were we all not good? Acha khasa chal raha tha, everything was okay. What did this new thing, why did it come about? For that, we'll have to look a little into the statistics. I'm going to the India statistics here, which is my 2020 data, where the All India Ophthalmological Society register had about 23,000 registered ophthalmologists, one eye specialist for about 15 million population. So now say 2025, maybe we have more, we must be 36,000, if I am right, Dr. Rana, which makes around one ophthalmologist for around 13 million population, and that is a major disproportion. Also, there is an urban and a rural skew also. So, and eye care is not something like, like physicians, people come mostly for, fever, cold, cough. Eye care is even more a universal need. Like everybody who has two eyes needs an eye specialist. So definitely, though it might seem like a threat or it seems like something new, which is not allowing us to be what we used to be earlier, I am all for AI, and I've always been all for AI. AI helps us in breaking three major barriers: awareness, accessibility, and affordability in healthcare. It also removes some of the repetitive, mundane, routine tasks that, we can do without. We can as well use that time for better things. It also allows for better patient care plans and flow, and it reduces the turnaround time. So suppose we take a fundus photograph today, and then, the kind of time we have would be very less. So now with AI, we are able to do real-time reporting of fundus photographs. And also it reduces the subject variability and brings in better standardization of diagnosis and of treatments. So how did my journey into AI happen? I thought, let me start here because this will add a little human element, a human touch to an otherwise a very technology heavy kind of a talk. So I am this comprehensive, a general ophthalmologist, very passionate about diabetic eye care and preventive blindness, and giving talks, doing camps, etc. And one of the companies, I don't work with them anymore. They came up with a fundus camera, and I was in the, like we doctors are, we are innocent people at the fag end of the healthcare spectrum. We did a lot of camps, and this was the one of the activities we did in 2016, 17, I think, where we partnered with Rotary, 4 eye hospitals in Bangalore. I think 4 to 5 Rotary clubs, about Rotaract clubs. We gathered youngsters and we did diabetic retinopathy screenings and awareness for about 70,000 people in BMTC bus stands. So this was in the Diabetes Awareness Month, the month of November, if I remember right. And what we did was something like very huge, this kind of volumes in terms of community ophthalmology services. So little did I know what was happening behind the scenes, which I will share with you in the subsequent slide. And that is when already the interests in the AI related solutions were happening. And in our ophthalmology forums, a little bit of words of AI were being heard, but we were not getting a proper method to, disseminate this kind of knowledge or discuss these kind of things. But fast forward 2023, we should say that our local ophthalmological society, the Karnataka and the Bangalore ophthalmical societies, we have become very progressive. We even have workshops on generative AI in our conferences. So that is the kind of acceptance, and that is the kind of acknowledgement and reception to AI that we see today. So behind the scenes, when we were doing fundus screenings, what is it that happens behind the scenes? So this data, which is collected in terms of retinal images, it undergoes pre-processing, and by this I am trying to take our audience into the steps of how an AI solution is built, how an algorithm is built. Because as clinicians, we are not aware what happens at the back end. So once this data is collected, it goes through a lot of pre-processing where some artifacts and all are, eliminated. Then there is also segmentation, like, okay, this is the cup, the disc, these are the veins, these are the arteries, these are the aneurysms. So a lot of segmentation of this happens. And then also annotation starts. So annotation or labeling each segment that happens. And then the engineers choose an AI model to train. So mostly for images like this, the CNN or the convolutional neural networks, these are used for these kind of models. So once these images are trained, then there is validation and validation happens through with the training set and a testing set. So 80% of it is like the training, and then the 20% is the testing set. So once that happens, there is a check for accuracy. And in terms of accuracy, what we note for is like how much of precision is there, how much of recall is there, and I'll get to that. So all this is seen in a very, very detailed manner, and then this algorithm, what is found, that is deployed. Either it is mounted on cloud, or it is mounted on the camera itself, the device containing the camera, which is called as an edge AI. And then this process continues. More images are added, and more of testing is done, and more of training is done, and it gets better and better and better. It is like how we play a game of badminton or play a game of chess, and we keep getting better and better and better at that. So that is how the machine keeps learning and becomes better and better. So a lot of times I've been using this word data. Okay, so data is the main ground, importance. It carries a lot of importance. Like, and we heard even the other doctors say this is everybody knows that garbage in, garbage out, because whatever AI output comes, it depends on what input is given. So if we are not able to give good data, we can be rest assured that what output comes is definitely not going to be of good quality. So earlier they used to say, no, Bhagwan deta hai. So now we say Bhagwan data hai. So that is the joke in the AI circles. So what is now? We need good data, and then, which represents large populations, and where there is not much bias, there is inclusiveness. We need that kind of data. And we also need large data. We need big data. And I was a little curious to understand what really big data in healthcare and AI means. For eye care purpose, let's say retinal imaging, if we need to build something here, it requires millions of labeled images to train the deep learning models. So a good AI model is gauged based on some parameters, and of which most important is precision and recall. Precision refers to how accurate a model is at identifying only relevant data points and focuses on minimizing the false positives. And recall measures how well a model finds all relevant instances within a database, and it aims at minimizing the false negatives. Formula wise, precision is your true positives divided by true positives plus false positives, and recall is your true positives divided by true positives plus false negatives. Now, all this is something which is readily available, open access for one to learn, but these are the things one has to think when one is analyzing. Now, I'm just talking as a clinician. I'm not an engineer. I'm not a tech person. So if I have to gauge, somebody brings an AI solution to me, to my clinic, and says, hey, this is good for your patients, use it. Then what are the things that I'm going to look into to be able to trust this product which is in front of me? Are there downsides of AI? Of course, there are several downsides, and we have been enumerating all that. A lot of it is spoken by Dr. Alok as well. There is a lot of risk involved when we are dealing with AI. One of the biggest risks which everybody is worried about is like job displacements, and we doctors also are worried whether we are going to be thrown out of jobs. Let's think about it later. We'll come back to that. There can also be bias, privacy, security risks, and dependency on AI. Now, earlier we would all depend on our natural intelligence, and now each and everything is on your fingertips in your mobile. And is our brain going to rust because we are dependent so much on the machine's intelligence? So ethical, moral issues, high costs, even energy consumptions, the amount of chat GPT that we end up using is supposed to increase the carbon footprint. So this was something new to me, and I have to, myself understand more about how this happens. Fake news, again, deep fakes, lack of common sense and creativity, security threats, cyber crimes, and of course, last but not the least, loss of human connection. There was recently one app that I was, I encountered, where they say you will be talking to real humans and not, chatbots. And that made that app very appealing. So when you can really talk to humans. So we are all concerned about ethical and regulatory aspects of AI, and what is it that we have in India? Where do we stand? So I have to give credits to my good friend, Mr. Kalyan, who is the co-founder of 5C Radiology and he came up with this, that currently the Central Drugs Standard Control Organization is in charge of regulating AI devices and software in India. And what the AI product is considered as, it is considered as SAMD, software as a medical device. So there are some international medical device regulation forums where they say that all the AI solutions come in as the SAMDs, and these need not be part of the hardware. They come as independent. They can be integrated with the hardware, or they can be independent. And there are categories. So class 1, 2, and 3, the 3 being the most risky ones, where class 1 might be just screening, basic, whereas class 3 will be something more diagnostic or, more towards the robotics. So they are more risky ones. And in India, the SEDESCO, I said, is responsible for regulating AI, and it has given some of the rules, how a responsible AI has to be built. Now, the talk will be incomplete without mentioning the newest kid on the block, generative AI, which has taken the world by storm from a couple of years. And generative AI, it actually, generative means it's generative adversarial networks. It is a form of large language models. Our previous doctor here, he has given a lot of information about large language models and how generative AI is being used. Why I had to bring this here is, one is it is popular, and second is let us not focus only on the clinical applications of AI. Let us also focus on how something like generative AI can improve the engagement with patients. It does a lot of work which a secretary would do for you. It does a lot of creative work which probably you would have to train or have one more marketing person for you. So it takes out a lot of burden on you. And I liberally use the free version of ChatGPT, and but of course my entire talk is not based on any AI application, and it has come from a lot of reading, learning, and experience. But this slide, I had to give credit to ChatGPT because I am talking about ChatGPT, and the entire thing what is put down here has been directly downloaded from ChatGPT. But I use ChatGPT in my day-to-day practice. I've trained my secretary, and she comes up with amazing, marketing content. A lot of mails, which otherwise I would have spent a lot of time. They are, we end up using ChatGPT. So it just made life very easy. Let us now, discuss and probably end with this burning question. Will AI take away my job as a doctor? So I would love to understand and hear from each of the esteemed gentlemen who are here right now, listening to this talk on the Health Lexus Forum. So we are really not in the place where we can say that AI is going to be so augmented and so automatic or autonomous that we are going to be thrown away from our jobs. Not immediately, definitely not. Eventually, we don't know. But right now we are in a stage where the man and machine must go hand in hand. So it is assisted AI. There is no way we can live without it. It has become very much part of our lives. AI and the machines have become very much part of our life. And I'm also fond of saying this, that if you cannot kill the enemy, shake hands with it. So do we have an option there? So let us align and let us make the best use of the technology which is there for betterment of our lives and betterment of our patients' lives, but use everything with discretion. And that is why our knowledge is important, because in that way we will not be carrying away. We are not carried away, and we will be able to take proper informed decisions for ourselves and our patients when we are encountering any technological solution. Thank you so much for your patient hearing, and really once again thanks for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Dr. Jayshree, for nicely covering the topic and giving good information and dispelling a lot of myths about this use of AI in ophthalmology. I will request all of you to please switch on the camera. Dr. Alok Modi sir, you would like to add something here?
I just have to say one comment. I wish I had invited you as faculty for our international AI forum last month. The fantastic thing what she has done and shown that human intelligence is superior to artificial intelligence is, though she may have used ChatGPT, she covered the whole gamut of ophthalmology and AI in such a short time, and she hit all the high spots very beautifully. She covered everything and succinctly. She conveyed the message so well, so that shows her human intelligence. So hats off to you, ma'am. You really did a wonderful presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
What else can I say?
Thank you very much, sir. Very honored. And when I was listening to you, I thought almost I was a little confused. Did he say physicist or physician or engineer? So I think we all need that. One of the things which I encounter when I interact with startups is that they say doctors don't have time. Okay. So I'm not to boast, with all humility, I think we are very hardworking people and we are one of the cream when it comes to the intelligence also. And the engineers would do wonders if they can interact with us on a more regular basis and if we familiarize. So a little bit of understanding of technology and a little bit of deviation of our time and energies is needed, because for an engineer, everything is wow. Unless we give him the ground reality, this is what works with my patient, because we are in touch with the patients.
True.
They can get, very carried away with their solutions and keep going on the, wrong track, wrong path.
See, that is
Ma'am,
the
I've
whole
got
problem. That
couple
is
of
what our whole,
questions. Yes, Alok, sir, go ahead.
that is the whole discussion here. Ki we do not want people to sit in the wow. We want people to say that it is a how, not a wow. And second thing is that, see, what is happening with insurance is they're dictating how doctors should treat a patient without even having a look at the patient. So people with low platelet count with no fever, people with BP of 200 by 120, with absolutely normal ECG deserve to be admitted, and they feel it's an unindicated admission. And we have allowed those people to rule over us. Similarly, we don't want the whole purpose of doing all these talks is we don't want engineers to tomorrow tell us that this is my AI model and this is how you will treat a patient. It's not that way. The human in the loop is more important rather than AI in the loop. And that is something doctors should understand, that if they don't understand that, they will be overtaken by the lethargy that doctors have, in AI, will make them become slaves of AI tomorrow, which should not happen. They should be using AI rather than AI using them. And that's something which I really compliment all of you, because you people are taking so much initiative and efforts to get doctors into this. Today also doctors are sitting with that wow factor. They should get into the wow factor and start picking up AI and start using it. Dr. Jayshree should be a role model how other ophthalmologists should start taking AI into their own clinics and start using it and get comfortable with it. That is important.
Yeah.
One more, a block we have is that, to be able to engage with new technology or to utilize something, we need to be part of large hospitals or large institutions. So I run a private practice, very simple private practice in Bangalore, and that has not stopped me from, experimenting with AI.
We don't have to be part of a large hospital. You can use
Correct.
ChatGPT in your own clinic. Now, see, in my own clinic, I give so many diet advices, lifestyle advices. I handle so many things from AI on my own diabetes practice, and it has given fantastic results. You need to know where to go and how to go and where
And
to
it
stop.
is an amazing icebreaker, because you are practicing in Mumbai, which is a metropolis. I practice in Bangalore, where we are dealing with a lot of educated patients. Now, instead of countering them everywhere, and if they are able to give us something from ChatGPT and say, this is what it needs to be, and if you can say, hey, look at this is where, so then, it is a nice icebreaker. If you can talk in their language to them, it is like sometimes we go all out of our way to learn the language of our patients. So in Bangalore, invariably, ask Dr. Raghavendra, we know most of the South Indian languages. Even we know Kannada, we know Hindi, like English, Tamil, Telugu. We try to understand the language of the patient, because that is when we are able to impress upon the patient to be better compliant with what. Now we have to learn the language of AI.
True.
Because that is what language our patient is speaking.
Ma'am, got a couple of questions. What is the current status of use of AI by ophthalmologists? And then there's a similar question, so I will club it together. And what is the acceptance level when you talk to your colleagues in different gatherings and all? How is the enthusiasm or fear or whatever? How is the response from your fellow colleagues?
Sir, I think ophthalmologists are nothing but, again, representatives of the larger population of doctors. When something new comes, immediately it is not accepted. There's a lot of resistance. Okay, because we all are creatures of habit. Okay, we are like, we have been taught by our teachers to be a certain way, which has worked for them, and then we want to follow suit because they have been successful. You work like your mentor, you are successful. It is like that. So something new comes, it is always seen as a threat, as an apprehension. ask our Dr. Rana, when phaco came, there was so much of resistance because everybody was happy doing the small incision cataracts. And they said, why is even phaco necessary? Where is it coming from? And refractive surgeries, even that was conned upon. But now everybody's accepted it.
True.
So same way, like I said in my talk, somewhere in 2014-15, I was struggling to get one talk on AI. And somewhere in miscellaneous, one talk was given in miscellaneous because they didn't know where to fit it also. Fast forward 2022, 23, 24, we are having entire sessions on AI. So there is curiosity, there is maybe reluctance, half acceptance, but like it is getting there.
It's good. Fine.
It is getting there.
And one more question. Can AI help in prognostic assessment? Means one can examine the eye and AI can tell you that this can worsen in future, or this can have some issues in the future.
A lot of this kind of models are being worked on. Personally, I do not have first-hand experience. I have to be, honest here. But I've been interacting with my, retinal surgeons. They do say that now macular hole surgeries was something. Lot of subjective doctor to doctor variability was there. One doctor will say, "I will operate," and your success rate will be 50%, 60%. One other doctor will say, I will not operate. There is a lot of variability.
Okay.
So if an OCT guided AI can tell exactly, this can be the kind of prognosis, so much of recovery of vision can happen, that is being worked on. Or in glaucoma, what is the status? An apparently normal looking optic disc, some years before it becomes clinically evident, will AI be able to find some pattern there? That is a part of unsupervised learning, where you don't give an output, but you give a lot of information to the AI, and it is having flexibility to come up with its own predictions. So all of these are being worked upon, and I'm sure in some years. In some years means it cannot be too many years. AI is a field.
Exactly.
As we are discussing, something new is happening at the back. So
and I think it can play a very vital role in teaching new technologies and surgeries to the upcoming students and future ophthalmologists. I think it can play a great role in education also.
Right. Now, phaco surgeries, one of the institutions here in Bangalore, I have discussed with them, they are using training tools, AI-based, where the fellows, the trainees, they go back and watch their surgeries, and they are able to do an post-mortem of their own surgeries. And, the learning curve becomes, kind of short. And they're able to pick it up faster because of the intervention of AI.
Yes. Dr. Raghavendran would like to say something on this?
Yeah.
Anything related to the topic?
I'm really elated meeting my friend after a long time.
Likewise.
Actually, we have worked together more on an entrepreneurship model. Like we were a part of a bigger group called BNI. That's where most of our things started. As Madam knew, I had a chain of clinics in Bangalore, and one of my clinics was with her founded. I was in Sunetra as well as in Identity.
Okay.
I would like to share how the success of this AI really worked, especially for me. Madam knew, we had to invest a lot. In fact, we had 3 hospitals, 12 clinics, and it was very huge. And all this circus was only to catch patients. I mean, to handle patients and to have a wider perspective. Somewhere in 2017, things became very, very tight, and traffic started increasing. Patients coming to your clinic started very difficult. In fact, for me to even come to Sunetra, the place of Jayshree became very tough for me. So that's where I started looking into different model. Today, I'll definitely tell you how AI has helped. Today, I don't have any clinic, any hospital. I've come out of all the investments of hardcore investments of things. I don't have any physical structure anywhere, but still I handle somewhere around 50,000 patients. All my patients across till now, from the day 2001 till date, all my patients I've made it into digital network. My staff, they work from home. They're across different parts of India. Now I see patients right from Kanyakumari to Kashmir, this side, that side, even America, everywhere. And today it's like global village. And now it has given me a freedom. Now when I'm talking to you now, I'm sitting in Rajkot, Gujarat, and I'm talking to you. Tomorrow I may be sitting somewhere in Dwarka and talking to you. So it has given me a lot of things, and believe it or not, AI has helped a lot. And in fact, all the data. And one thing what I need to add on here is get in Bhagavad Gita into your health business. No patient is yours, and you don't have control on any data. The day you understand this, I think everybody can use it very easily. The day we think this is my patient, this is my data, this is my area, this is my place, I think you lose freedom. Today it is like today I'm talking to you, patient is sitting in front of you, today it's my patient. Next second, the patient can be different. So it is more of interaction. Like in fact, we are now working on one of the hospitals in Rajkot. It is 60-year-old. I'm acting as a transformation consultant for them. We have a data of around 60,000 cancer patients here. And now I'm working on that data. We are working with the University of California as well as Texas, trying to work on the conversion of the patients. Now, in fact, we have stopped hiring marketing. We don't have marketing at all, zero. And from 500 staff, we have come down up till 250. So definitely, yeah, I mean, as Madam told, it is like a very strong enemy. I think then you have to make a treaty with him. That's the only way you can go forward. And definitely it should help.
Yeah. So the technology doesn't know any boundaries. So and it has got an immense potential. So
Alok has his hand raised up.
yes, sir.
No. That was long back. I'm
Long back,
sorry.
is it? Okay. Okay.
Okay.
It was
So
such fantastic
I
discussion.
think it's time now. We are almost reaching
No, I just
9:50.
raised my
So
hand for one thing. I just
thank you everyone for joining, and that was a very good interactive discussion covering various aspects of AI in ophthalmology as well as technology in general. So happy to have you all today and for a very nice and interactive discussion. I think a lot of inspiration can be taken from this because what she shared, Madam said in her story that since 10 years, from the beginning, she has adapted the technology and understood the technology. And again, the most important part, Dr. Alok Modi and Madam both have shared is the good data, good quality data is of utmost importance for all of us. So let's have something, I don't know how this can be organized, but let's have something wherein the quality data can be shared to the persons who are making the technology. So that's where in future we can have good solutions which are useful to all the healthcare professionals, make our life easier and smarter. And of course, our patients remains with us, and we can provide them good quality care without boundaries of geography, as Dr. Raghavendra said. Thank you. Dr. Rana would like to add something?
No, it's Jayshree ma'am has told very well. So if we cannot kill the enemy, we have to second.
Yes.
So with the help of AI, we can increase the practice also. We can satisfy the patient also. We can have the more perfect diagnosis and prognosis also. So AI should be used, and it will help us very much. So
Thank you.
it should be AI assisted practice. So thank you very much, madam.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pragnesh bhai, for inviting me. Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Sis.
Thank you everyone for joining. Bye-bye. Keep connected.
Bye.
Keep
Bye-bye.
staying with us.
Bye.
We'll
Thank you.
keep coming with more and more new exciting sessions. Thank you.